All right, Trial Mob, if you haven't had a chance already to watch it, I do have my full reaction video to episode 1, part 1 of Masters of the Universe Revelations. This right here is going to be my afterthoughts, just kind of breaking down the episode and what I thought about it. So let me go ahead and get into that so we can see if it's maybe something that you would like. Big spoilers ahead, so again, if you kind of want to watch the reaction video to get a sense of the episode and then come to this, I would suggest you do that now before you continue. But if you're ready to go, let's go ahead and break it down. All right, so Masters of the Universe Revelations, episode 1, part 1. So I'm not gonna lie to you guys. This is only the first episode, so it's hard for me to tell you whether or not this was enough in here for me to really understand all the hate that I'm seeing online. Visually speaking, this is really nice. It's done very well. I believe this is done by Powerhouse is the people that do the animation, and it's phenomenal so far. I really like it. It's got a good aesthetic to it, and so far I am impressed by what I'm seeing. The fight scenes are done fairly well. I saw blood on the sword of He-Man, which was nice. There's a certain level of size to the show itself. We got to see multiple warriors, legions of people, man-at-arms with his men-at-arms. That's fucking dope. I didn't know that was even canon. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's brand new lore that they're adding to the overall show, but I like that there's actually a feeling of kingdoms fighting each other. There's politics going on. Not just, let's say, like, you know, just a group of 10 guys fighting another group of 10 guys, and sometimes one wins, sometimes the other wins. Like, it's nice to see that there's stakes and, of course, a lot of people fighting. And again, some of the politics behind everything that's happening and how people fit in. But what I am going to say, and I think I can understand some of the hate because of this, is, so big spoiler if you haven't watched it, but He-Man dies at the end of this. I don't think he dies. I think he more so gets transported somewhere with Skeletor, which is perfectly fine. But I think that they made a mistake by doing all of this in episode 1. I think there was a little too much happening, a little too much just kind of 0 to 100, and we're not given a chance to build up speed from 0 to 100 to then understand or feel some kind of way when the 100 gets to that point. The last time that I saw a franchise do this was Transformers G1 back in the 80s, the G1 movie. They kill Optimus Prime within like the first like 10 minutes of the movie, like pretty quickly. It's like, oh shit, he's dead. But leading up to that, they had what, like 3-4 seasons worth of the show before they got to that point. They had it was fresh. It was right after the series. I believe the series was probably still even ongoing after that. I don't quite remember what the Transformers movie was about, but He-Man has none of that. The last time I saw He-Man anything was 10 to 12 years ago. I don't even think it's been aired on the show and on any kind of network in the last like 10 years. I don't even know if I can watch it on Cartoon Network or Netflix. Like, this is the first time we're seeing it. And so I haven't had an opportunity to see any of the characters, any of the storyline, any of the politics. I don't really understand what it means for He-Man not to be in this world anymore. Like, Man-at-Arms is a pretty badass warrior. Do they really need He-Man? I mean, obviously they do, but like, you know, they need him for these big battles, but do they need him anywhere else? If you guys remember, in My Hero Academia, All Might was a huge symbol of like protectiveness and power and the hero icon, and people didn't do bad shit because he was around. But once he lost those powers, right, once he fought All for One and then the flame died out and he was no longer there to be that symbol anymore, things went kind of rampant in the following days after that, while they were trying to get that symbol of, you know, peace and all that going again with other heroes. So like, how does the geopolitical landscape change with the fact that He-Man is no longer going to be there anymore? And those are all questions that I feel, you know, especially if they're doing a nod to the original 80s, a lot of the people that are watching this show are already older. Like, these are real things that they're going to be thinking about. And I feel that this show would have definitely benefited from like a 2-hour like prequel, like a quick, like, hey, you guys remember back in the 80s, this was kind of what it was about, kind of like a quick, like, here's He-Man, here's why he matters, you know, here are all these other characters. Like, I don't remember Tila enough to be like, oh, I should care that she got pissed. Like, For me, it's just kind of like, oh, we're just kind of here now, and she feels betrayed, and she's kind of pissed now, and it's just kind of like, I don't. I know I'm supposed to care, and I'm logical enough to discern why she would be that mad. But I feel like a lot of the regular viewers and some of the older viewers might just kind of be like, who cares? Like, you haven't given me a reason to care. I can't even tell you if King Randor, like the way that he treated Man at Arms once he found out Adam was dead. I can't even tell you that's, oh yeah, that's totally his modum of operandi. Like that's exactly how he would have acted in that situation. I'm in my head, I'm like, that seemed a little like he turned into a tyrant. Like that makes absolutely no sense once he finds out that Adam is dead. So for me, I think that it's a good episode overall. I think that there's a lot going to it, but I feel that this definitely needed some kind of prequel leading up to this for us to care that He-Man died, right? Like if I watched 2 or 3 episodes of him just being a badass and everyone being a badass and kind of understanding why everyone's even there to begin with and what the lore is, I think that I would be a lot more like, oh fuck, He-Man went out. But right now I'm just kind of like, damn, they killed him already? Like what? Like I barely saw him, and at the beginning it wasn't even him, it was the faker. So I don't know, I don't understand the purpose of doing it the way that they did, and I don't think it's going to pay off for them, because they could obviously touch base on all this later, like what Tila went through and what she sacrificed, so that in this moment it was such a betrayal for her to find out that it wasn't Adam. And I feel like, again, a prequel could have shown us that, to be like, oh no, she's just finding out, like she sacrificed so much for this just to feel betrayed. But I do want to go ahead and say this. One of the things that's very important to understand for Tila is that she as a character has gone through, she's sacrificed a lot just to be who she is. Like it wasn't handed to her. She was an orphan. She fought who countless battles. She put her life on the line multiple times. Like this is legit war, regardless of what they're showing and how it's supposed to be all, oh, isn't this fun? They probably lost friends, they probably lost people. Just for her to come up to this point and find out that her best friend was He-Man the whole time. He's dead, and she has no way of telling him how she feels, and it looks like there was a little bit of romanticness there, but who knows. And then on top of that, you know, her own dad knew, the people around her knew, the queen knew, the king didn't even know, and in a fit of rage basically threatened to execute her father figure. Like she saw her entire belief system kind of crumble in front of her, and that kind of makes me understand why she's acting the way she does. I feel like some people said that, oh, the way she's acting, she seems a little bit immature and childish. But I'm like, no, that kind of makes sense. Like, think of it like this, right? When people in real life are very religious, and then a tragedy happens and they pray against that tragedy and it comes to fruition anyway, a lot of people suddenly don't believe in God anymore, or don't believe in their religion anymore, because it's like, well, I did what I was supposed to, I was good with what my religion wanted, and I prayed, and things still went bad, and they kind of lose their belief for a while. It was the same thing here, right? She's grieving. She just lost her best friend in battle. If she would have been a little stronger, a little faster, maybe something could have changed. Maybe they could have done something different. And then, you know, she didn't know about it, and then everybody was lying to her while she was putting her life on the line. Any moment she could have died and never known that He-Man was Adam. And it was just kind of like, well, that's disrespectful to me. I've literally poured my heart and soul into you guys just for you guys to not even trust me with that kind of information. So she's obviously hurt. And again, I like this because I feel like it does give us a reason why she would want to leave. But I still think that this show would have definitely benefited from a little bit of a prequel. Even maybe just push everything we just saw one episode over. Honestly, I just feel like I watched the season finale, right? Oh, He-Man's gone, fuck, like what's season 2 gonna be like? And instead I'm getting it at the beginning without any of the build up of lore, of characters, for me to just give a shit, really. And I do, because I'm a He-Man fan and I know enough to be like, oh, like, okay, this means something. But again, there's too many things that they're now going to have to build up from here on out in the next couple of episodes. And again, I just feel like it would have been to the benefit of the show to move this back one episode, maybe 2, or give us just a quick prequel, like a long 45-minute, just this is where we're at, kind of the recap, and then get into it, so that again I could feel like I cared more, because I do, but I I don't know if I care enough. So there you go, guys. That's my feelings on episode 1. I do understand where people are coming from with some of the hate, but at the same time, I kind of like what I saw, and I feel like there's definitely potential here. I don't know if they're going to be able to reach that potential over the course of the next couple of episodes, but I do want to give it a chance and continue bringing this to you guys so we can see if it's something that we like, all right? So if you guys did like this, please like, comment, subscribe. Go ahead and let me know if there's anything I can do differently. This is the episode 1 of my reaction series. I'm going to be doing reaction to animes, movies, anything pop culture, even music videos, if that's what you guys want. I still got to figure out my setup, but I just wanted to at least get on, put one of these videos. By all means, please leave me some feedback and let me know what I could be doing differently or what I can be improving, or if there's anything you want me to do differently in terms of the rest of what I'm doing right now. All right, you guys, but until then, I will catch you guys on the next feature. Deuces.